Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, live from Harlem in New York City. Guess what? It's a Thursday edition of the Ramble, and I'm Alex Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back again.
It's almost as if we just did this.
Yes, it's almost as if we just did this. You have to wear glasses now. I can't see that well. I'm just like, God, I'm getting to be. Do I look like an old man?
You have since I've known you.
Oh, boy. You know, that was a great thing.
The door.
For 9 years, when I needed self-esteem, I relied on Albert.
Aren't you?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes. Your wife, you say, may come home any moment. There may be noise in your house, but we don't care.
No, she's home, but she's in the back of the house there, and she's coming back in. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
just warning you.
Yeah. Well, we just had an hour talk. That's all. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, last time we were talking about Elon Musk. We were talking about AI. We were talking about, the future of AI. And I think I left it off by.
By the way, let me just say I don't like the term AI. I don't think there's such a thing as artificial intelligence. Intelligence is intelligence.
Yeah,
it can be manufactured or human. I call it manufactured intelligence.
Well, if it's artificial, then it would seem artificial. And what they're trying to do is to do something that doesn't seem artificial.
Right.
In other words, you get a call from somebody, robocall, and the person sounds absolutely human to you.
Right.
And is talking to you, and it's AI.
Okay.
Then that's not artificial.
Okay.
I don't think so either. I think manufactured, but it's not artificial.
But I mean, what they do is it's this whole science fiction thing. It's gone on over the years. Robots take over the world. Colossus, the Forbin Project.
How many times have we heard the Turing test? If it can pass the Turing test, the Turing test.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's passing the Turing test now. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, but anyway, it just doesn't. I'm not afraid of it, but what I am afraid of is I think that, and I told you that I'm beginning to hate computers. And the reason I'm hating them is because the world they've given us, because remember, computers were created by human beings and they have an agenda.
Up until they're not.
Yeah, but they have an agenda, right? The human beings.
Yeah.
And so they are using computers for all the wrong stuff. I mean, if you say what wrong stuff? Anytime you get a robocall, that's a computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Anytime you suddenly realize there's $1,000 missing from your bank account because somebody got your password and used it, that's computers. Because the world relies too much on computers now. If all the computers in the world shut down, we wouldn't know what to do. But when I was born and grew up, especially as a child between the ages of 0 and 10, there were no computers. We got along just fine without them.
That's right.
But we wouldn't know what to do now. You
just have have you ever gone into a convenience store where their system wasn't working? System is down.
Yeah. And they don't know what to do.
No credit cards. Can't take credit cards. Well, who has cash now?
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Do you know? You
just lock the door.
When you bring that up, I got to tell you, I put $200 cash in my pocket. So I'm walking around with some walk-around cash.
Right.
Do you know how much of that have you used in the last month?
Probably none.
Nothing.
There's no need for it.
Nothing. Everything goes on a credit card. Everything I pay with my Apple Pay or whatever,
Yeah. Until the system goes down.
Yeah, but if the system goes down, well, how do I get money? How do I pay myself? How do I have? That's why I keep $200 in my pocket, just in case that happens.
Well, it is what I've said for a while now, particularly after 9/11. I said, if you want to terrorize anyone, don't use bombs, don't use things like that. Shut down the banking network. That's all you have to do to start.
Yeah.
Shut down the whole computer network. and then turn all the electricity off, and people will go crazy. Literally, they will
Well,
go
I
crazy.
think the society, if all the electricity went, let's say all the computers went, and therefore the electricity would go with it because they're operating the computers,
Right,
or the computers are operating them,
right.
and that all went. How many people would die as a result of it?
Probably a good number.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
A
think
substantial number of people.
COVID was terrible?
Yeah.
You know, so the fact that we rely this much on computers should make us stop and think for a second and say, and then we're worried about AI?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, well, yeah, you're worried about AI because, quite frankly, you're relying on those computers too much. Rather than use them as an aid, as something to help you, you are just throwing the whole task at the computers and saying, the computers are going to do it for us. And then you back away. No, you've got to have your finger on the button at all times. And
You're right about
and you
that.
have to have a system in place where if all the computers go down, you don't.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But we
Just think about if just if the cell towers went down, all the mothers in the country that had to actually deal with their children and not have them on iPads or phones or things like that at the time for those who use them, and a lot of them do. Think about the craziness that would put the parents through.
Oh, there are kids who are like 2 years old that have an iPad.
Yes, I know that.
iPad. Yeah.
I know that.
You know, I just the world has changed so much since I was a kid. I mean, and admittedly, when I was a kid was a long time ago.
That's
now.
an old man thinking phrase.
Well,
right
yeah,
there.
but
But there's nothing wrong with that.
it was a simple world. There was, there were very little things electronically that could ruin our life if they suddenly stopped working. Okay.
Remember books?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember books? I still have some.
So does Marjorie.
Oh.
But you know what? I got her years ago. We got an iPad, and I said, just try the Kindle. Oh, I bought her a Kindle. Remember when you could buy the Kindle? Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I bought her a Kindle, and she says, I don't know if I can get used to this. Now that's where she reads all her books. Now,
Well, I
admittedly,
do it on my thing too.
admittedly,
On my phone.
admittedly, the positive there is you're not ruining the ecology. You know, you aren't tearing down
Right.
tons of trees and so on to make the books. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. Because they made it so that when you're reading on your iPad, you flip the page. You know, you have the same kind of feel that you have in reading a book. So, I mean, the delivery system should never be blamed as being bad. You know, but
I agree.
But the thing is that we just, the thing that I'm down about computers is I wish they didn't exist. I honestly think we would be a better world if they didn't exist. You wouldn't have problems with elections, and you wouldn't have the social.
You would have problems with elections.
Excuse me,
Absolutely.
social media. Let's talk about that for a second. I mean, you say that there's no such thing as AI. There's no such thing as social media.
I can't talk to that because I'm not on any of it. So I really don't know how bad it is.
Well, I don't use Twitter, but I do rely on Facebook to let my audience know what's happening tonight on the show. Okay, that's all I use it for. I at one point I was posting my random thoughts, and I never, by the way, ever posted picture of food that I was having for dinner. By the way, when you do that, you should have all your computer privileges taken away from you.
Ever had a picture of your poop in the toilet on
No, I
Facebook?
never did that either. But
Look at my phlegm. Can you tell me what my problem is? None of that.
yeah, right. So, but I mean, I just think that we never used computers for the best stuff. Okay, and for the stuff it could really do to improve the human race, we've only done it, robocalls. Okay, that's the biggest invention of the 21st century so far.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you do, but there's nothing you can do about it. And
No, you're
there
not
is
gonna
no
stop
going
it.
back.
Yeah.
There's no going back unless what I spoke about. Did I speak about it in the last episode or this episode about if somebody were to take down the whole system,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we'd be back in the old days.
Well, that's all they have to do.
Which
That's,
is manageable.
that's-
Oh, they will. They will at some point. Somebody will. There's no question about
the
it.
Russians have been working on it for years.
Forget about the Russians. There are individuals who say humanity is garbage, and I'm the first one who's going to. And we talked about the
Oh.
chat. They have chaos GPT.
There's some little genius living in his parents' basement.
Well, Dad, don't berate the people living in their parents' basement, please. That's not nice.
Okay, but they're living in their parents' basement anyway.
Probably are.
Yeah, yeah. And they alone could take down the entire system.
If they have the Elon Muskian way about them, yes, they
Yeah.
probably could figure
Yeah.
a way to do that. And we could get along fine without it, and we'd build up again. But this is the way of the world now.
But if that all stopped, how many people would die as a result of it? I mean, do
We
you think
spent
there's a
quite-
hospital in this country that doesn't operate on computers now?
No,
You know?
not at all. But that's the way it is. Hey, listen, it's going to change everything. You've said you had you went to a program that can do announcements that sound almost as good.
Somebody sent
as
me to a
professional
place. Maybe was it you that sent it to me? That place you can go.
Yes,
and
I
there's a
did.
company. There's a company in radio now that will supply you with an AI programming.
Right. You
The
just write the
announce-
script, or you don't even have to
No,
write the
no,
script.
it writes the scripts for you,
Writes it
and
for you.
it announces. It has lifelike announcers.
And my point to bringing this up in the last episode was simply to say that this will be the way that information is delivered
Wait a
in the
minute,
future.
I just found out something good about computers. It may do away with talk show hosts and disc jockeys.
Well, that's exactly
a
what I was
positive.
gonna
That's
say.
a positive.
I'm going to tell you that will happen. There's no doubt
I mean,
about it.
I don't
And
think that any AI could be more mediocre than most radio people in this country.
regardless, and they will probably come to a point where they'll be very acceptable and very believable. But the thing I wanted to say is that you are one of the most fortunate people because you were able to do something that you are very, very good at, that very few people could do, that is an art. And you were able to do it your whole life long and do it well.
You know, you're right. I mean, I
So-
thought about that the other night, and I just went, I really can't gripe about my life. I've been very lucky.
Yes, you have.
You know?
Yes, you have. As have I.
And I don't have the kind of popularity a Howard Stern has or a Joe Rogan has, but my career has been pretty solid. I mean, it stopped about 10 years ago being that solid, but I took a chance on coming to New York. I managed to get a job for 9 years at Sirius XM. I thought about all the other jobs I got, that were like my whole history in San Francisco was very successful. And I can't gripe about any of it.
Well, it is now the end of May, right?
Right.
2023. Let us reconvene in 2033.
Well, I don't know if I'll be around for that.
Oh,
but-
yes, you will.
But
We're-
you can get on with it without me.
No, when you're here in 2033, we will take this topic and revisit it.
Oh, 2033,
see-
I'd be 93. Be 93.
And so what?
I could make it.
You're still going to have back pains. We know that. But you'll
I'll be in a
perfect.
wheelchair by then. I'm sure.
It doesn't matter. You'll still be doing this show. In whatever way it is in the future. Maybe
Listen, Marjorie and I do this little thing where we go to the park and we talk for 5 minutes and then we tongue kiss each other and that's it. Okay? That thing gets more people watching it than anything else I do.
Did I get a link to that?
It's on my Facebook page. You
No,
just
don't
go
send
there.
me that link. Don't send me that link.
Okay,
No.
we always call it old people kissing. That's our whole premise for the show.
You probably get great do you have it on YouTube?
Yeah, I put it up on YouTube.
Make it a separate channel. Make it its own channel. A different episode each time.
Or I should make an old people kissing channel and have people send me their tapes. They're files, rather, tapes.
There you go.
Files.
There you go.
They're files.
That's all you need.
And then I have a whole page of old people kissing.
That's it. What? How long is this segment that you do?
Oh, sometimes it's 2 minutes and sometimes it's 7 minutes. You know.
That's perfect. If 7 is a bit too long.
Yeah.
But if it's 2 to 3 minutes, that's a channel. That's a big channel.
Yeah.
And if you put it up, I want at least 10% just for telling you to put that up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you 10%.
10% of nothing.
10%. Yeah.
Beautiful.
10% of nothing so far is zilcho.
I got my 10% already. Perfect.
But anyway, this is not the world. I mean, when I was hot into computers and saw the future of them, the future I didn't see was where they can take anything and just spoil it. Just use it for all the wrong purposes.
And what did you think was going to happen? What did you think humans were gonna do? Create a utopian society where everybody lives
I thought it would. Let me put it this way. I thought we would want
humans in your lifetime.
What?
Have you known any humans in your lifetime? This is what we do. We spoil things.
Yeah, well, I mean, we absolutely spoiled the whole computer revolution. We used it all for the wrong purposes. And I use the robocall as the perfect example because I think that's the most annoying example of something we all have to deal with. But that's all because of the computer generation, because of computers. You didn't have robocalls even 20 years ago.
So tell me what was your thought of what the computer would do for us? What was going to happen?
I thought it would democratize a lot of things. I think the fact that people can do a show like this, okay, and put it out over YouTube is kind of a democratizing of broadcasting. We don't have to go get a license for it. We don't have to spend a fortune to build a studio, whatever. It can just be done very simply, and it democratizes broadcasting. The only thing is, what kind of broadcasting got democratized with podcasting? Now we have the latest story in this murder mystery. One murder mystery after another. Or misinformation. It created more misinformation than it did information.
But misinformation's been around as long as humanity.
Yeah, but you couldn't spread it as fast.
Well, that's true.
Marjorie goes, "Isn't this a horrible world we're living in?" I said, if you watch MSNBC all the time, yes. Because all the news organizations, they have 24/7 to fill up with stuff. And the only stuff that really leads is if it bleeds. And so you look at that constantly, which she does, you're going to think the world's going to hell in a handbasket. They don't. Well,
that's why people think the world is a bad place, is because we're exposed to more of the bad things.
Well, I mean,
but it's actually not as bad a place as it was 100 years ago.
I mean, everything that happens where somebody gets killed in the subways or whatever, there's a video of it now.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they show that, and they don't show it just once. They show it over and over and over.
And what do you call that? Breaking news.
They call that the news cycle.
It's breaking news.
It's breaking news.
I saw something the other day. Not only was it breaking news, but it was a special edition of whatever thing it was.
Of breaking news.
Of the regular show that it was. Breaking news. Oh.
I'd like to have one little thing on the bottom that said breaking wind.
Breaking wind, right.
Breaking wind. But anyways, probably what I'm disappointed in is not computers. I shouldn't blame computers. I blame the people who utilize them and then utilize them for all the wrong reasons.
That's what I said. It's not the computers, it's the humans.
Yeah, so we want the world taken over by computers? I mean, could computers rule the world? I mean, if they could. I mean, eventually they can. There's no question about it.
And they rule the world?
Yeah.
Well, I think that they probably could have...
One computer talks to another computer, like the Foreman, Colossus, the Foreman Project. You remember that movie?
Yeah. Well, it's been predicted for decades now that machines will build more machines that are better and smarter than the ones that built them.
I think they have some computers now that can actually fix themselves.
And why not? Why not? And what will happen? The machines won't take over the earth. The humans will die away because they can't compete with that.
But
What are the machines going to want?
But the reliance on computers. I mean, yesterday I was doing an interview with Steve Kravitz,
Hmm.
and I started, and he didn't have any audio. And I tried everything. I tried getting everything going that he could to get him up and running, and it wouldn't work. And then he says, well, they say there's an update to my Windows. So I said, okay, well, update it. And he updated it, and we got his audio.
There it is.
But we spent a half hour trying to get his audio. That computer should have been able to fix itself.
Well, that will come. That will come.
And I imagine it would have if he told the computer, like upgrade me anytime there's an upgrade.
Well, but mine tells me every time there's an upgrade.
Well, yeah, but
you want to start now, or do you want to do it later?
Yeah. Yeah.
And down the road, it'll do it on its own in the background. Look how far we've come in computers. Remember when you used to have to fix all the little parts of the hard drive because there would be sectors that were bad, and you had to run that once a month.
I never heard of that lately. You never hear that anymore.
You don't hear about it at all.
Oh, by the way, you don't hear about hard drives.
No, you have solid state now.
Yeah.
Which is the way it's supposed to be anyway.
Well, yeah.
How did we get to hard drives to start with? I don't know.
Yeah, well, this machine I have here, the new one I got, is solid state all the way through. And it boots up in where an average Apple took 45 seconds to boot, right? This thing boots up in, I would say, I timed it once, it was like 10 seconds.
I say, for the future of humanity, beware for two things. One is when we have earphones that go in your ear, not biological, earphones that are completely waterproof. That's one. We've made a huge stride. And the second one is when we have a computer or a TV system or something where there's no circle. When that happens, we've reached the apex.
Well, you're talking about the beach ball of death.
Yes.
Part of that is, in case people don't know, is that your machine is looking for the hard drive, or it's looking for something. And the less memory you have, the more often you get that. I very seldom get the beach ball of death on this computer.
But your TV, it still happens.
Oh, yeah.
Searching for Wi-Fi
and guess what?
signal.
When your TV, tell me this, folks, if this isn't true, when your TV isn't working, who's the first person you blame?
The cable company.
No, yourself. Must be something I did. And then when you eliminate that, you figure it's the cable system. You should always think it's the cable system first.
I never blame myself.
Oh, I do.
I think it's.
But I'm Jewish. I'm
always
Jewish.
the connection. Something with the connection.
I'm Jewish, and we by birth are told to blame ourselves for everything.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
But I mean, I just think that we've got to reassess how we use the technology. And I think the biggest problem with the technology isn't AI, it's people.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And their desire to make a buck, that's for starters. I mean, I remember when my business manager got his first computer, which actually I kind of encouraged the whole thing. And we both got IBMs. And I taught him, I showed him something on an Atari, believe it or not, a copy of VisiCalc, which was the first accounting software, where before you used to, as an accountant like he was, you do a spreadsheet. And you'd have all these numbers down, then you had to add them all up. Well, what VisiCalc does, you put all the numbers in, and then it all adds it up for you. He was so overwhelmed by that. Next day, he was out buying us computers. He got me. I bought one, and he bought one. All of a sudden, he found he could do his work faster. And what did he do when he had it faster? He just added more clients. He didn't.
More money.
He didn't lessen the workload. He enhanced the workload because he could do more of it in a shorter amount of time. Well, what we shouldn't say is how can we do this faster and make more money out of it, but how can we better use it and not try to push it. Not to increase the volume, but to increase the accuracy, and things like that. So, I mean, the problem is computers were a great idea. Human beings operating them weren't.
Nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
But the next time we get together, another thing we might, which you just touched on, we might talk about is this this human need to get more and more money and things, which I think creates great problems in society.
Oh, I think it does too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we've run out of time. I really, I stick around after we're through here. I really, I enjoy this, and this is better than the other stuff I do because you and I are actually talking about stuff.
That's what I want to do.
You want a show?
No, not yet.
Hey, we're handing out shows like they're candy at a party.
I have YouTube channels coming up my butt. So I mean, how many? You don't need to do that.
Yeah, don't need to do that. Hey, listen, I love talking with you. Let's do it again, okay?
So let's do it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Albert Reynoso. Thanks, Albert.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, thank you very much. That's Albert Reynoso. It's an old interview that we did, and I just, I'm lazy, and I have nobody waiting tonight. Nobody. Zero waiting to be on the show tonight. So I'll give it, oh, look. See what's happening here? Look at that. See how I'm kind of disappearing there? I never should wear this shirt. Okay, well, I'll give it a couple of minutes, and if people don't call, then I won't, I mean, I told everybody last night I was going to do a show tonight, so hopefully they remembered, and but they're not calling tonight, so I don't know what to do except to maybe just say, that's it for me, folks. I'll wait another couple of minutes. And let me, I did have something I wanted to talk about tonight, and I don't know if I'm going to bring it up tonight because I can bring it up tomorrow night, and then it'll be something to talk about. But nobody seems to be calling, so we don't have anybody listening to the program. And I got to tell you, I told everybody last night I was going to do a show tonight, so I don't know where they were. Oh well, here's Tom Yamaguchi. Tom's always good for the count, Let me see here. Let me bring stuff in here, and there we go. There's Tom, and here comes Alan. Okay, hello, Alan is joining us. He'll be with us in a second. There we go. Okay, hello there, everybody.
Hey.
You're here late tonight, Alan.
No, I actually was here listening to you talk to Albert, and then I hit the wrong button to come on the show.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right, you did that. Hello, Tom. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I actually wasn't planning on being here, but the meeting I was going to attend got canceled.
Oh, so really? What kind of meeting was it?
It's a city commission meeting, transportation infrastructure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Boy, you're into all that stuff, aren't you?
I'm into all that stuff.
Huh?
I'm into all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I had a root canal today.
Did you have a root canal today? Now, am I right? Are they not the most boring thing you can do?
Well, I wouldn't say boring, but
I find it very boring.
Yeah, well, it's
because they sit there and they just do this stuff, and they file it in the tooth, and it's just it's not that it's agonizing. You don't feel anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just annoying.
I certainly wish for it to be over.
Just because it's annoying, it's boring. So anyway, and have you ever had a root canal, Alan? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, boring, right?
Yeah.
Best way to describe it. How about you?
The best way to describe it is expensive.
That too.
That too. About $2,000, right?
$2,000.
$2,000. $2,000. Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah.
Well, at least that's what they are in New York. They're cheaper in other parts of the country.
Yeah, wooden teeth.
Not here.
They always talk. I looked it up, and they said, okay, in New York City, a root canal can cost you between what was $500 and $2,000, depending where in New York you're doing it. And I went,
Well, and in the
geez,
dentist office, of course.
huh? Yeah.
Dentist office, of course.
Well, I just did something. I just ordered up something that's going to cost me a lot of money.
Ooh, what new toy?
A vacation.
Wow.
Oh.
Boring.
In June, we're going to go for 14 days, and we're going on a tour around the Mediterranean, within the Mediterranean, not close to any of the action.
No, dude.
Hopefully.
But we're gonna do,
It might-
huh?
It
Yeah.
might spread to meet you.
Yeah, it might spread to meet me, yeah. But anyway, no, we're gonna fly over, and then we're gonna go to Venice, stay in Venice a day, and then get on the boat. And then we're taking a Viking ship down through everything, Croatia and blah blah blah, and all these different places, and then finally ending up in Barcelona, where Marjorie's never been before, so I wanted her to see it. You know.
Are they going to make you wear those little horns on the Viking ship?
No. But they're the best ones to take because they have supposedly great food, no kids, no casino, none of that kind of crap.
Oh,
you know.
how boring. No casino?
Oh yeah, like I want a casino.
Why not?
The only thing worse than gambling money is losing money. So, and God knows I'm doing enough of that this week, thanks to Donald Trump.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were betting on March Madness.
Oh, really? By the way, have you bet on March? Matt?
Not this year. No, not this year.
Not this year. You haven't
No.
done it. Okay, good.
I pay for basketball. I gotta pay for basketball.
Oh, yes, for your kids.
Yeah, she just finished another league, and then went to clinic this weekend, and now she just started her next league.
She
in a
really
different
gets.
area, San
She
Jose.
really gets behind stuff enthusiastically, doesn't she?
Yeah, she loves basketball, so it's
Yeah,
good.
but is she going to get tired of that too? Because she was into the dancing and all of
No.
that.
Yeah, but when I was practicing with her ballet, she didn't like it. So I
I
practiced
wouldn't like it
basketball
if
with
my
her, and she
dad
liked
was
it.
doing ballet with me either.
But
Yeah.
when I practiced basketball with her, she likes it.
What didn't she like about the ballet? I mean, what happened there? She was dancing like crazy, and then
Yeah, she just. I know, and there were a lot of things that really could have. She could have used as excuse or reasoning why, and she just had no reason. She that last year, she did a solo that was very difficult for her. It was like a lyrical, so like a slow song.
Yeah.
And that's not her forte, like ballet and that slow.
I remember hers was
really
hers was the hoochie coochie.
Yeah, the hoochie coochie. So, and the year before, she won a lot of scholarships. She won a lot of awards. And this last year, she didn't win much. So she had all these things. And she said, no, it wasn't any of that. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I said, okay, that's good. I'm glad because I'm glad she didn't stretch it out another whole year or something,
Wow.
Why don't you donate to Trump and have the new ballroom named after her? No,
Is that? I don't get that.
it's supposed to be sarcasm.
No, it was just a way to put down Trump.
I know. I was listening to the show before I got on last night. And one thing occurred to me, this guy is going into these meetings about these war, and then they must have, I was in a meeting today, and we have our agenda, we're going to talk about this, and this. So in this agenda, he has all this stuff about bombing and killing people. Then he has like the ballroom updates. So there's got to be a guy giving him the ballroom updates. Can you fucking believe that?
The ballroom updates. Wow.
Yeah, right. There's got to be a guy in his big meetings just saying, "Oh yeah, so we're gonna start doing this part of it, next week." And this, it's like, really, is this what our president's doing?
Doesn't he know that most Americans don't want that ballroom? Doesn't he understand this?
Guess not.
No, he doesn't.
To begin with, most Americans don't see ballrooms because they don't have enough money to go to a ballroom. And do you think they're ever going to get to go to this ballroom?
It is
No.
awesome.
No. So, Well, the thing I heard today, a couple of things were bothering me. everything bothers me, as Tom knows over the years. It is the fact that they are. Did you see the thing about Cesar Chavez?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I'm in
changing.
San Jose. I'm in San Jose. They have a monument for him here. They have
Yeah.
Nah, it's not in San
Cesar
Jose.
Chavez Park here. They have a lot of stuff here because of
Yeah,
him.
but it's in San Francisco. They want to change it.
By the
back
way,
to
all
Palm
these
Beach.
people tonight are from the Bay Area, so this, you know. Well, the thing that bothered me about it is this happened, what, supposedly 15, 20 years ago?
Well, more than that.
And
I think 30.
30?
Yeah, 30 something
Some
years
women
ago.
came forward and said they had been either raped by him or they'd been patted on the butt or whatever. Okay? All of a sudden, they're doing away with Cesar Chavez Day. They're doing away with Cesar Chavez this and Cesar Chavez that. And I'm going, now let me see if I remember Cesar Chavez. He did some pretty good stuff, you know? He accomplished a lot for Mexican people and Hispanics,
Farm
workers, and
workers.
so on. I mean, he really helped. So now, all of a sudden, because some people come forward and they never came forward before, they just sat there on there with a finger up their ass and went, "Oh, Cesar Chavez."
I'm sorry, but did you read Dolores Huerta's statement?
No.
Okay.
I
You
don't
should
care
read-
about her statement because
Well, I think-
it's a statement and
I
it's
think you should read the statement. It explains why she remains silent. And she
okay.
decided
Well,
to
forget
remain
all that.
silent.
Forget why
I'm
why
not
she even
forgetting
remains
about it.
silent.
There's
My
a reason
argument
why.
is do we say because this guy did some bad things, which had nothing to do with all the good stuff he did, that we absolutely just say nothing about the good stuff. The good stuff suddenly doesn't matter anymore.
Well, the good stuff
Yeah.
matters, but I think what they're
No, but
really,
it doesn't matter because they're taking his holiday away and they're taking
no,
this
they're
away.
not. They're refocusing the holiday. They're making a celebration of farm workers in general. And the idea is it wasn't just Cesar Chavez, and it wasn't just Dolores Huerta. There were a lot of people. Actually the origins of the UFW actually is in the Filipino community. It's the Filipino workers that actually really started the union and the boycotts and stuff. So it's been refocused to be an honor of the farm workers.
But did they do that because of the stuff that's come out about Cesar Chavez?
Oh, now there, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that's demeaning what he did and saying it had no worth now. And what's more important is the what people are saying about him, who really, it hasn't been proven. Okay. In other words, I'm tired of people being given a bad time because of things that were not proven.
So you're calling them liars?
I'm not calling them liars. I'm just saying that the what they said about Cesar Chavez has not been proven. So why do you suddenly take away this thing or that thing or some holiday named after him or whatever? I mean, I just don't know what the answer to that is. I mean,
I don't know what kind of proof you're asking for.
Well, I'm asking if you're going to accuse somebody of something, and then you're going to then take away a holiday or something that you had for him because of the things he did do. Are you demeaning all the work that he did do because of some other stuff that may have been, let's say it's even true, that has nothing to do with that?
Okay. Well,
Okay,
I don't see it demeaning the work that he did, but it has to be put into perspective.
There was a point that what's the comedian's name? The black comedian.
The black comedian.
The black comedian. Which
That
one?
helped a lot.
Bill Cosby?
No. The Bob Fosse.
No, that's I was thinking about the same thing, Tom. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
Godfrey Cambridge?
no. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mom's Mabley?
Huh?
Mom's Mabley?
Mom's Mabley, right. You know what Mom's Mabley once said. Anyway, no, here was the thing. It was about Bill Cosby, and it was a piece that he did on one of his TV specials.
Chris Rock?
No. Come on.
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Okay. He said, I'm going to defend Bill Cosby for a second here. What people don't make a big deal of right now is how much money Bill Cosby raised for black colleges and universities and what he did for the black educational system in this country. Now, if all that they say he did, that should not demean what he did do for black colleges and so on. In other words, you got to take the good with the bad. And so do you just simply say, how terrible he is in total, when there were some things he did which were absolutely laudable and terrific?
Which could apply to Donald Trump.
No, couldn't apply to Donald Trump. Because
he's done a few things that were good.
Like what?
I can't name it.
Okay, well,
He rented Office Space to Jeff C. Jackson.
There you go.
But we dislike Donald Trump based on what he's doing and not some kind of thing he did. Like we know that he, the whole thing with the stripper and so on, and the porn actress, all of that stuff.
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, Stormy Daniels. None of that had to do. So okay, should that delineate or should that diminish the good things that Donald Trump has done? Well, then you have to ask the second question. What good has Donald Trump done? I mean, the answer is pretty much nothing. So, but I just think that, and now here's the newest thing. You have this Mormon wife. I can't remember her name right now, who became the Bachelorette.
Yes.
Okay, for this year's Bachelorette season, which they've already filmed the entire series for this year. And all of a sudden they find out that 3 years ago she beat up her husband. She got into a big fight with her, and there's a video of it. And the reason there's a video of it is it's been out for a while because they had this show called Mormon Wives, and I think they even ran it on that show. And ABC knew everything about her, except they didn't want to know about this. Because she was so good for the show, they were just going to forget that she had ever done this. Well, this comes back now to haunt her, okay? And everybody's making a big deal out of it. All of a sudden, ABC decides they're not going to run this year's or this season's
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette. Yeah. Because of this thing that happened 3 years ago that they didn't pay any attention to in the first place. They should be made to suffer and run it.
They'd probably get good ratings.
They'd probably get great ratings now.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing about the Cesar Chavez thing. It's just San Jose is very, Cesar Chavez Avenue and Park and Statue, all this.
They're going to do away with all of that. You can bet your life.
But I had some people that live in San Jose that are very prominent, like Latino, Mexican, that are in as promoters, as restaurant owners. Mm-hmm. They're friends of mine. And on Facebook, before I could even hear the news, everybody was just saying, and they were saying, quote, like a sad day in Chicano history and all this stuff. They definitely, people heard this, and the people have definitely turned on him here.
Well, wait a minute. The only thing I've heard about is them changing Cesar Chavez Street back to Army Street in San Francisco.
Well, that's only one of the things. It's only one of the things.
Yeah, they're going to change it to Farm Workers Day. They're trying to change it quick because it's coming up March 31st, I think. Mm-hmm. But they're trying to. They've had speakers on. Yeah.
So does this suddenly mean that Cesar Chavez didn't do anything good?
I don't know, but they're saying. Like I said, I've seen other people. I've seen other people get in trouble, man, and people don't turn. And like this is like, wow. I was like pretty shocked. These people, like I said, Mexican restaurant owners and all these people like just turn right away, saying this is a sad day and this, So I don't know. Feels very different than the other stuff that I've heard before.
Wow. Well, I mean, I just think that, I agree with the comedian, Dave Chappelle, that, you got to take the good with the bad. And when somebody did a lot of good, and by the way, Cosby did a lot of good for black education and so on and so forth. He also did a lot of good for blacks because he portrayed a black family differently than it had ever been done on television before. He's a successful man. I think he was a doctor.
Doctor and lawyer was the wife, and
yeah. So he changed the whole dynamics of how blacks were portrayed in broadcasting just by that mere act. And yet all of a sudden, all this stuff comes out about him. Hey, we knew all that about him. For years we knew that. I knew that about him. And I wasn't even living in Hollywood or living here in New York.
And you didn't say anything.
And I didn't say anything. As a matter of fact, I did say things about him.
No, I didn't hear you say anything about Bill Cosby until all this other stuff came out.
I believe I mentioned on a couple of occasions that it was stuff about Cosby and drugging women and so on. But there were things I had to watch out for, too, because I had a radio station. I didn't want him to get sued.
That's true.
So it becomes a lot safer when all of a sudden, everybody's saying it. Now you can say it, not worry about I was never worried about me getting sued. I never cared. I never had enough money that they'd get anything out of me. This says Brie Appleseed. Why does it say Brie Appleseed? I wonder if this is Brie even.
Probably is. I'm sure it is.
Probably is. Yeah.
Really? You think it is? You think it is?
Yeah, he's a call enough for people to.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God, it's not him. Oh no, it's him.
Well, it's not Brie Appleseed. Why does it say Brie Appleseed on your thing there?
I don't know.
You don't know why? Did somebody put that there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you know how to change your name?
And another thing came out today was that Kevin Spacey settled 3 suits against him in England. He had been found innocent of charges, but then those people sued him after the fact. And today they said that somehow Spacey came to a accommodation with these people.
I saw him on a YouTube video recently, and I was like, whoa, haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. Well, he's never been found guilty of anything.
Except in the court of public opinion.
Except in the court of public opinion. And public should change when they find out that the guy's been found innocent in every trial that's ever been put up against. He's been,
well, he's been found not guilty, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's different from innocent.
Oh, come on. I mean, what's a court of law for but to prove your innocence?
What TV show was that? Was it House of Cards or something where they made a big deal about that?
Oh yeah, that he had. See, I always hated Netflix for doing that to him. Even before he was put on trial. Just because somebody's accused of something and then they're going to put him on trial doesn't mean he's guilty yet. And by the way, if he's found guilty, is that the same as not innocent? What? I mean, what is that? So I mean, I often felt bad for Spacey. Because all of these things, none of them got proven. And it wasn't that he had a lot of money in all those trials. He started running out of money pretty fast. So it wasn't he was a rich guy getting away with it.
And I think that's been the big dilemma about sports people and all this stuff. And this will ruffle some feathers, but I love, oh my God, Vic. You know, oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Vic Tanny?
Michael Vick. Sorry,
Michael
Vick.
Vick.
Michael Vick, man, when he played football for the Falcons and even in college, and then he was with the Eagles, which I'm a fan of. And man, that guy, his arm, your motion, and then the ball just like gets cannonballed out of his hand. Such a good passer and runner and everything. And you know, when I would post something about him, you know, I got all half of my friends, you know, blasting me. Say, oh, he's a dog killer. He's this, you know, he used to fight dogs and all that stuff. And I see, yeah, but I'm just saying he's a great football player, you know, and what he did for the game and the teams and all this stuff. And, you know, it's just like, I sort of know what you're saying about separating the stuff that they do from the character, but sometimes it's hard to, you know, walk away and say, well, that guy, you know, he's a good guy because of the bad stuff he's done.
I have a good friend, Bobby Slayton, whose life has been made miserable in the last couple of, well, since we did our show in San Francisco, because it came out publicly that he had known, what's his name? Epstein. And I knew that he knew Epstein. I mean, he used to come to New York, and I would say to him, you know, you can stay here if you want to. He says, no, I got this friend who puts me up in his apartment. And then the day that he got arrested, I get this call from Bobby saying, I might have to ask to stay at your place next time. My place to stay has been arrested. And I went, you mean Epstein? He said, yeah, you know. Well, he knew Epstein because Epstein, let me tell you what Epstein, it did for him. And I found out a little bit more of it as I read some articles in the New York Times just in the last couple of days. Epstein introduced him to Woody Allen. And he had him over to his house to have dinner when Woody was coming over so they could get to know each other. And he is the guy who said to Woody, could you put him in a couple of your movies? You know, because he's really good and he, you know, he's funny. And Woody said, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And that's how he got into like 2 of his movies and his TV show. Now, what am I supposed to think of Epstein when my only contact to him is what he did for a friend of mine? I can only think good about him. But the fact is, because Bobby knew him and went to his house for dinner, all of a sudden he's being portrayed as this horrible person. How could you deal with? And he just, you know, all he wanted was he wanted to meet all these people that he could meet through Epstein. And he said the great dinners and the great wine that was over at Epstein's house. He always mentioned the great wine. And you know, I feel sorry for Bobby now. Not only has he been threatened, and he gets threatening phone calls, his daughter has been threatened, his girlfriend has been threatened, you know, and why?
That's definitely is uncalled for. I mean, it's basically the same situation as David Brooks. I mean, David Brooks was at a party in the same room. They were in the same room. He didn't even meet the guy. And suddenly his name is being connected with Epstein. So, but I mean, did Bobby Slayton go to the island? Was he caught sleeping with teenage girls?
No, he wasn't.
No. So he has nothing. You know, there's no reason.
But there is this assumption that he did because he knew Epstein and because he went to Epstein's house for dinner, and you know,
people shouldn't assume that.
I know they should.
And they certainly shouldn't threaten. They certainly shouldn't threaten anybody for any reason.
Who the hell's threatening?
You can't read somebody's mind. Your next door neighbor may be a great neighbor to you for 25 years, and you find out he's a serial killer or something like that. You never.
Well, if you were to ask me what do I think of Jeffrey Epstein, my answer would have to be, well, all I know is he was really good to a friend of mine. Okay. He helped his career. You know. Am I supposed to think horribly of Jeffrey Epstein?
No,
I didn't know him on the other level. You know, the level I know him on is he was helping a friend of mine.
One of my friends has a big white van, creepy looking guy, and I think he's okay.
You think he's okay?
I've never seen him like try to lure kids in there with candy or anything, but
Well, how would I know if Jeffrey Epstein was a baby raper? I don't know. And I mean,
Yeah, but then you have pictures with Trump and him partying, and then people try to look the other way. Trumpers.
well,
Oh my
I'd have to
God.
say the same thing about Trump. I mean, just because he was photographed with him didn't mean that he was doing anything. Now, the reason we kind of believe he might have been is because we all know what Trump's up to, and what his predilections are, But
And he's actually got women accusing him of raping.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So I mean, but the fact is that we can't simply accuse Trump, but we'd like to see the Epstein files to see how deep that goes. It may well be that he didn't do anything, that Trump was fine, But I mean, all I'm saying is this: I'm tired of all this guilt by association, and in the case of Epstein, it seems that anybody who even, had dinner with him is now a baby raper. And I that bothers me a great deal because it affects a close friend of mine who has suffered mentally in the last couple of months because of it.
They knew, a lot of these people knew that he knew Epstein, because even before he was in San Francisco with you, about once a week you would bring up that same story for like the past couple months.
Yeah.
And so why didn't they go after him then? Why is it after San
No.
Francisco?
I think Tom was the one that brought it up before when I listened to one of the shows back. But there was a couple. There's like one comedian that was trying to, saying that, oh, there's a comedian that was on there. We need to know what he was doing with
I didn't bring
Epstein.
it. Somebody else brought
Oh, somebody else
it.
did. Yeah, yeah. And I saw that on Facebook or something. Yeah.
Well,
so.
in the case of Epstein, he liked comics, and he asked
Yeah, of
Bobby to
course.
bring other comics over to dinner.
Yeah.
And so he brought people like Lewis Black, and I think David Brenner was over there. I think, of course, Woody Allen we know about, but he was always brought Sun Yi with him. Okay? So, and the reason Bobby stopped seeing him was because he brought his girlfriend over to Epstein's place when they had a dinner, and Epstein kept pawing his girlfriend. And finally, he had to look at Epstein and say, "This is inappropriate." I don't. The fact that you're trying to, paw my girlfriend and she's feeling uncomfortable about it, I don't like this. And that was the last he ever had to do with Epstein. So that was what broke the.
I thought it was Epstein get arrested. That's what broke him up.
No. It was. He told me that prior to that, this incident had happened, and that he really didn't want to have anything to do with Epstein.
Okay. Except for staying in the apartment that he allowed him to stay.
Well, no, I stopped staying there.
Oh, okay.
But it was close to the end before he was arrested, and then when he called me, it was kind of like a joke. Like, I got no place to stay anymore. I said, why? He says, oh, they arrested the guys whose place I was staying at. I said, you mean Epstein? He said, yes. I said, I had no idea that's who you were having dinner with, and that's how you met Woody, and so on and so forth. And he said, yeah. But how can I hate a guy that helped my friend like that? He got work out of it. And
well, why don't you write him a note? Tell him that you appreciate him helping Bobby.
Where do I put the note?
I don't know. On his grave. I don't know. Jesus.
Where is he buried anyway? Or was he cremated?
He's Jewish. I doubt he was cremated. He was probably buried.
Well, if you're Jewish, you can be cremated.
He can be. I plan to be.
Yeah.
Some people say he's still alive.
I don't think he's still alive. No. But if I asked all of you guys, how many of you here think he was murdered? I think about half of you would say yes, or maybe all of you would say yes.
Maybe let's see which half.
Huh?
I don't think he was murdered.
You don't?
Either.
Why?
It just looks like he did commit suicide.
Yes.
People
do that.
Murdered, huh?
People, anybody can do that, but people do that when they're famous, when they're going to go to prison for the rest of their life when they're maybe
Yeah, but they usually shoot themselves through the head with a bullet, you know.
Yeah, but you
Well,
can't
the
do
way
that
in
in
which he
jail.
did it,
Oh, maybe he didn't have access to a gun in
He
jail.
didn't have access to a gun while he was in jail.
well, wait a minute, you know, he choked himself with his bedding.
That happens all the time.
You know, but what I'm saying is, if you saw the site where he killed himself, there were too many pieces of linen lying around. You know, it wasn't just you know, one sheet that he managed to tie around his neck and then choke himself. It was like, I don't know, it looked like about 20 pieces of sheets.
Maybe he had trouble tying knots.
I just think that if there's missing videotape, right? There's a missing clip of
There's about a minute missing.
Said.
There's about a minute
so
missing.
Even if he did commit suicide, they would still not let the public have the videotape. They're not going to put that on TMZ, but they wouldn't have this thing, you know. And there's this thing out there, so it's like, how does that happen? That's unbelievable. And not like it would have been shown to the public anyways. So,
it's not unbelievable. Happened. It's called AI.
Oh, I know this. If there was missing tape involved, that means he must have been killed by Rosemary Woods.
No, I'm thinking, you know, it's probably, you know, he had a lot of enemies too. He didn't have a lot of enemies. He had a lot of people who didn't want him to talk. Okay. That's basically it. Hello, Ray.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean? You look depressed.
I just kind of like overwrought. I'm just like have so much to do.
What do you mean? Well, overwrought about what? Speak to Dr. Bennett here. What?
Just overwhelmed with workload.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all there.
Really?
Wait a minute. You said you haven't worked in a year.
Okay.
I'm teasing. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like 90 degrees in San Jose today.
Yeah, it's warmer in the Bay Area. It was 90 in Fremont.
And the Bay Area isn't used to getting warm like that.
Well, it is. It's just not used to getting warm.
It is if you go on the other side into Contra Costa. But I remember living in the Bay Area, living in San Francisco, maybe got hot 2 days a year. I mean, you didn't have an air conditioner in your window.
Well, San Francisco's
back
always
in the
much
1800s,
cooler.
they hadn't developed air conditioners yet.
I mean, it can be 90 here in the South Bay where I live, and 65 in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So
you know, the thing is that it's very unusual for it to be this hot in March, not in August or September in the Bay Area.
it hasn't happened since like 1962 or something.
Yeah, something like that. That's right.
Here it's been, right now it's 36 degrees in New York City.
Nobody cares about
Oh my God.
And that's the warmest it's been in a couple of days.
Oh, you poor thing.
Oh my
In the
God.
suburb. No, you didn't need to use your air conditioner, did you?
It hasn't been on yet. You know. It probably will go on in about within a month or so.
That's so crazy.
So anyway, yeah. So Marjorie and I are going on a vacation. Let's
When are
see.
you guys going?
Great.
When are you guys going?
We're going in June for 2 weeks.
June.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And
That
then
sounds like a great trip.
Where are you going?
Great trip.
we're going to the Mediterranean.
Oh, nice.
And we're just going to take a cruise on a ship.
Hopefully not Cyprus.
What?
Hopefully not Cyprus.
No.
Malta, be okay.
Yeah. A chocolate Malta is very good, too. Terrific.
Yeah,
Jake entered the waiting room. Who is Jake? Anybody know Jake?
No, Jake the Snake. No.
Jake? You know,
No.
I mean, I could just put my face up here,
Sure.
and then I could look and see.
No, but
who-
we gotta see that. I don't want to see
Who-
that.
who Jake?
Close your eyes.
We'll have to look at him.
Oh yeah, you guys
gonna
have to
say
look
something,
when I do this. Okay.
Yeah.
Admit Jake, and what
God.
I'll do is I will unadmit Jake, if he's hello, Jake. Okay, Jake is not doing remove.
Anything
Okay,
inappropriate
remove.
yet.
Everybody, he says
Hello?
hello, remove.
Hello, Jake.
Okay, remove.
Jake from State Farm.
Wait.
What?
Wait, he's got to get his clip ready.
Just wait.
Wait.
Wait, I need to take my
It would
pants
be
off.
nice if we had
says
someone new
hello.
join.
Yes,
In the chat, in the
but the
chat, he
reason we
says
don't get
hello
too
with
many
Blake.
people joining is because unless I recognize their name, you know.
Bye-bye.
But
No requests.
Yeah, let me put you guys back on
Now
here.
come back in as Brian Neary and
My friend, my friend had tickets to Bahrain Formula One race,
Mm-hmm.
and they canceled that, so they're getting their money back.
Is that because of the war?
Yeah. They had a funny meme. They had like Formula One cars going around the track, dirt track, with these big like missile launchers on top of them. It's pretty funny.
Wow. Anyway, where are we? Oh, so I'm just tired of all this thing about people suddenly being guilty of something when they're not. And that says John entered the waiting room. Okay, we know that's somebody who's just.
Jake, John, come on. Think of a
Jake,
better one.
John.
Yeah.
Say Phil or
really.
something.
Yeah.
Put a female's name in there.
Yeah.
You know, let us see a good-looking female. You know,
Yeah,
30
yeah,
years
we want to
old,
see a good-looking female. Okay.
30 years old, Asian. Brian needs a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, I don't need another girlfriend. I don't need a girlfriend. That's the better.
You're happy not having a girlfriend right now?
He's got his booty book, and he's who am I going out with this?
We just we're finishing my backyard now. They did the pavers, half pavers, and the steps into the house are the pavers, and then they're doing the lawn. They're starting to do the lawn, and then the side gravel. So I'm happy.
Oh, okay. So you're getting your work done.
Yes. And then my monster comes tomorrow after school.
So. Oh. The monster? Is that what you're referring to her as now?
Yeah. So I don't know how they pick these basketball teams, but all of a sudden she was on a team. Usually they watch like a tryout and then they draft. And so they didn't know who they were getting. And then I think the coach was very happy to see my daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having to remove some people again. It's...
Now what is it? Jan?
And next, it's going to be Phil Meyer trying.
No, it's Zoom user, so I don't trust Zoom user. Anyway.
Well, you got to let them have their clip balance, or they're just going to keep trying.
Yeah. Let me see what else is in the.
So, where you start in Rome? Did you say? You're flying to Rome?
No, we're starting in this. I just found out tonight. We're starting in Venice.
Oh, Venice.
And we're going to wind up in Barcelona. We could have done one where we started in Barcelona and went to Venice, but I just told Len.
Are you going to Verona?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not getting off the goddamn ship, for crying out loud.
Well, if the guy turns the ship in the right direction, you can watch the missiles being fired through the air 100 miles away, maybe, or something.
Yeah, well,
you got to get out and walk around Venice a little bit.
But you're assuming I can walk.
Hey,
invite me.
The only time I can walk is in making Chinese food.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Did you walk the dog?
Yeah, he was delicious. Sorry, Tom, I don't mean to make jokes about Asians.
He doesn't look upset.
No.
He doesn't look Asian either, but
not really.
But he's not. Well, how did you come about? I forgot now. How did you come about the name Yamaguchi? Because that's very much a Japanese name.
Yeah, I was adopted at 19.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were adopted at 19?
Yeah.
Wow. So what did you do for the rest of your life before that?
Oh, before that, I was Irish Catholic with the last name of Campbell.
Okay.
But my parents lived in New Jersey, and I wanted to establish residence in California, but I couldn't because I was too young.
Yeah.
I was in danger of being drafted, during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get a student deferment, but I couldn't afford out of state tuition because I wasn't a resident. So my friends that I met at the La Jolla Quaker meeting adopted me, and I took my last name.
Oh, okay. No, it's great, and it's it's wonderful.
What a story.
Yeah.
Because everybody always looks at Tom and goes, "He doesn't look Japanese," you know.
You should have just said you had bone spurs.
But by the way, that's something I wanted to talk about. Did you see the president today? And by the way, you know who the president is? Trump.
I'm trying to forget.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, that's right.
Today he was hosting the I can't remember the prime minister.
The Japanese lady, yeah.
The Japanese prime minister.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
So stupid.
And what did he say that was so?
He said we had to surprise them. We couldn't tell anybody. We had to surprise them.
Surprising Iran. We had to surprise them.
Iran.
And then he looks over at the Japanese prime minister and says, "Well, you know what that's all about."
Why didn't surprise us?
Why didn't you tell us?
You surprised us, you know.
Yeah, and then we blew the shit out.
Yeah,
but
he
forgot about that part.
Yeah, she was too nice to say, and then you surprised us, okay?
Yeah.
You know? But she did not look happy.
I mean, incredible.
I wonder if she was going through a
translator. Would you be happy being that close to Donald Trump? I mean, I don't.
No, but she didn't look happy at what he was saying. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Nobody.
Because Japan is totally different place now, and they're also an ally.
Well, it's so many years ago.
Well, they don't have a military.
Ally.
We're their military.
1942, right?
Well,
41.
41?
1941.
Yeah.
The ended.
I just watched.
That's how informed I am. What?
I watched the final countdown. It's Kirk Douglas, Martin Sheen. It's on YouTube for free.
Movie.
It's great about
where
that.
they go back in time. It's a good movie with the Nimitz, the U.S.
But they don't really do it much. You know, they could have done a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have recalled the planes once they took off to blow the other planes out. But the captain.
I think they could have shot their missiles and then gone back.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility too.
But concerning that, if Trump holds that analogy true, then that's not very good for us because, you know, if what we did to Iran is equivalent to what Japan did to Pearl Harbor, we all know how that turned out for Japan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he was trying to equate the two with each other, but he was
trying to be funny.
He was trying to be. He thought he was being funny. Yeah. You know,
trying to be like Alan, and everybody just looked at him funny.
Well, it's like, you know, this all goes back to how do you hold against people what they did? Well, in that case, how many years ago? 60 years ago? 70 years ago? Yeah. No, maybe
way more
80.
than that.
80.
Yeah, 85.
85? Yeah. So, I mean, how do you hold that against them at this point?
I don't think anybody's 85 anymore.
Can you see Obama saying any of this stuff that he says?
No. Well, no, because Obama is an intelligent human being.
Educated too.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable. I don't even have like a person that Adrian can I can introduce her to this is our President Obama. See how he holds himself, see how he speaks. He's such a good speaker. I can't even show that now until this guy's dead.
You're telling your kids to pay attention to a man who, to begin with, has a potty mouth.
Yeah,
I mean, what president ever had a potty mouth? They didn't do that because they wanted to be an example to the kids.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I don't mention anything about the president. Nothing. Till the next one comes.
Yeah. So, it's terrible, the kind of example he's giving to the kids. But, gee, to do that to the
You can do anything. You can be president. And now the kids are saying, no, you don't want to be president.
No, you don't want to be president. I don't know enough curse words to be president. No, he throws the word shit and fuck around now without any.
Wait, and he's attacking all these journalists, and he's trying to get it so there's no journalists, right? Because he just keeps attacking these people, pointing in their face, like that, like a freaking 10-year-old.
Well, this is going to come back to haunt him. Here's how it's going to come back to haunt him. He's going to find that he does this so much that people are just going to finally say, screw you, and they're not going to be allowed to allow themselves to be kowtowed by his bullying. But until at least a couple of them stand up against him, they're all going to cower in his shadow.
They are starting to stand up. The
They're,
Republicans.
they're starting to stand up.
That's good. It's a good year to do it in.
Well, they're beginning to see that they really do. You really want to,
They're following a death trap. They're following a death trap. They're following. So they want to stop following this guy, and they want to say, hey, we're not for his, BS and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we don't.
I hope that continues until November 3rd, whatever it is of 2020.
Well, all these people all these politicians who kowtow to him because they don't want him putting them down when they're running for office. And they feel they need him. But the less they feel they need him, the more they're going to stand up to him. And I think they're going to find that an endorsement from Trump maybe is going to become a deficit rather than a positive thing. So,
Yeah, the big thing right now is that the Gulf countries are kind of rethinking the logic behind, supporting the U.S. so much. Because they felt, because the U.S. gives us protection, but that's falling away now.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing, if the GCC countries, if all the Arab countries said, oh, you know what, Iran is right, that would be extremely problematic for us, for the U.S. and Israel. But the thing is it can never stop. That's the thing that people have to realize. This is perpetual. As long as Israel is there, it will, unfortunately, it's just a fact of life that they will always be a military society, that it will always be warlike, that there will always be issues.
Yeah,
you just have to it's like living in a gated community or a police state. It will always be that way. Always. There is no solution. It's just that way. So
You have been raided by the CCP.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second, guys. I knew that something was going to happen.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, first of all, wait a minute. Where is it?
Nazi.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here we go. And remove. And remove. Okay, there we go. We removed it. Okay, and he didn't get on. Oh, you're hiding it from your face. Okay. Okay.
you had to let the person try because
Well, I thought it said Mike C, so I thought it might be Mike Chisholm.
Mike Chisholm? No. Mike Chisholm, bad boy.
No, that is Mike Chisholm. It might be Mike Chisholm, but it's not Mike Chisholm.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah, well, to the guy who did it, by the way, if you think you got on, you didn't. So.
What's
let him think
with
it.
swastikas too?
Huh?
Let them think it.
What's this that they have with swastikas too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that, So, anyway, I just, I'm amazed at it. So, that's it, So, anyway, we got about 5 minutes left. What can we talk about? Anything anybody wants to talk about?
Well, it's the end of Ramadan.
It is the end of Ramadan.
Yeah. So we're on holiday today through Monday.
Oh, because of Ramadan?
Yep.
Oh, it's big there, of course.
Yeah.
Here, down the street, it was funny. We have a new pharmacy. We go to the Harlem Pharmacy, which is in the same building as the Betty Shabazz or the Shabazz Mosque. And so we had to change pharmacies because our other one closed down. So we decided to go to this one, and they're great. They're just wonderful. But one time we went in there and we said, we got to get our stuff, our prescriptions. And they said, well, the guy who does it isn't here right now. He'll be back in about 5 minutes. He's praying, and I thought that was wonderful. I was willing to wait because of that. And then the guy showed up and, we did business and all of that. Yeah.
I get invited to iftars a lot. Boy, the food is really good.
Yeah,
I never eat so much.
Well, they're really hungry.
Yeah.
They can eat, right? But what are the limitations on their eating?
Oh, between sun up and sundown, they can't eat. They have to fast while the sun is up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And they break their fast after the.
But
after
typically, I've noticed outside of the Middle East, they do this big meal at the break, but really that's typically not the case. In the Middle East, iftar is sort of dates and labna, and you're sort of easing into it. And then suhoor is where you get the big amount.
Oh, right. Right. Okay. That's cool. That's very cool. Yes, Ray.
Just a quick, interesting story around that. When I was in college, I had a job driving around some members of the Saudi Arabian Air Force in a van, which was something in and of itself. But they always had to pray 3 times a day. And when it was prayer time, they had to pray. And once we were shopping for used cars in downtown San Jose, and it was time to pray. And they asked me, which way is east? We have to pray. And they, in the middle of the car lot, they put out their blankets on the corner of this busy intersection, and we're praying in the car lot with the cars going.
Well, they have to pray east because they have to pray to Mecca.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just really
now.
funny.
My question is,
wouldn't it just be to Mecca? It wouldn't be east or west necessarily.
He had to know where east was. I had to tell him which way.
You'd have to know which way Mecca was. That's the key.
Well, he wanted it. That's what he wanted to know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the question.
Well, if they went to the wrong place, you just doomed them.
Well, he asked me which way is east. So I just said, well, I think that's east. I don't know.
Wow. So I mean, but usually don't they carry a compass or something around, or do they just generally know
the
where?
phones do that now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Phones will they automatically go. Well, no. They'll start and then they tell you which way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
okay.
so many apps for it.
No, is there like a Ramadan app so that you know when to go when to point that way?
Yes, you do.
Alarm
and
goes
you
off.
put in your location, your GPS, and you have to do this.
You don't really even have to do that because you have a compass in the.
Right.
Yeah.
There's got to be an app for that.
There are tons of apps.
Alarm goes off and then tells you which way is east. There you go.
The most interesting one is when you're in the mall, you're shopping.
Yeah.
And in Dubai, and they play the call to prayers throughout the whole mall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're like, okay, wait a minute, you think like it should be at a religious place, because you wouldn't hear church bells inside the mall,
yeah.
It would be nearby, but here they do it right in the mall. It's like, phew.
Wow. By the way, Alan was trying to say something, but he's muted. Now he's not anymore.
Yeah, I don't know that you probably muted me. It says the host muted me.
No, really?
It's okay.
You could do that to him.
A naked guy.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of cool.
I don't know why did they bomb like Dubai? I don't get why they did that.
Because the United States has relationships with them and does business with them and so on.
Yeah, but it's like they they just click them or something. It's just so
well, it has to do with doing business with them or having a army, having a military base there. I think we have an Air Force base in Dubai.
Yeah, but they didn't bomb the hell out of it. They just do one bomb over there.
Well,
revenge.
Our good friend Bree was in Dubai for a long time. Yeah. So there is military there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Not so much in Dubai as Qatar. Qatar has a lot more.
Yeah.
But, I mean the plane dealer.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be anywhere around there. Anyway, Tom Yamaguchi, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I also appreciate the participation of Alan this evening and, of course, Brian. And Bree joining us, and of course, Ray, always a pleasure to see you here as well. Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. And I will, there's going to be another citizen panel right after this with the intersection with Amy Manuel. And she's next. In order to get to her on Zoom, just go down to the third column on the gabnet.net page, and you will see her name. Click on that. That will take you to her Zoom. I'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life for the last show of the week here on Gabnet. In the meantime, I'm Alex Bennett. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. And if you see her, of course, as always, tell her I love her, okay? All right, okay, bye.